Welcome back, everyone. It is Lala. Hello. And it's evening, so we might have some, yeah, the lighting situation. Anyway, but I could not help myself. I had a package come and I wanted to show you guys. This is from the company, and I think I got this. Actually, it should be this way, I believe. This is from the company Roterunner. Like I think a Roterunner. And they reached out to me because I have reviewed their planners in previous videos, and in both sizes that they were offering, still offering. The original size, which is this B5. And this is my green one. And I had another one years ago in a different color. And then they came out with the A5, which I absolutely love. And I love the Roterunner Purpose Planner. Undated, and these are 6 months undated, and they just came out with a new product, and they reached out to me to offer me a copy of their planner, and I said yes when they offered for me to do a review on their planner. So I took off most of the plastic, but I wanted to leave this part on so you can see it. Roterunner. This is a hardcover, and they asked me what color I would like. I said you choose, and so they sent me teal. And this is a 12-month edition, as it says here, in B5 size. And here's all the little stats here. B5 size, 272 pages. This is a 7.5 by 9.8 dot grid layout. And then it says a 19 by 25 centimeters, 100 GSM ivory paper, designed in London, made in China. And I have never had one of their hard back planners. I've just had the soft. And it was shipped through Amazon. And this is nice that it came in a box. I do not know if that's how they all come, but this did come in a box, and we have some information here. Roterunner, welcome to the Purpose Planner. Dream, define your vision, what truly matters, set your goals for life, roles, capture bucket list, reading, self-care ideas, plan, act, and achieve. You can pause if you want to read this. And so this is nice. It's in a box. I love that. And then it says, welcome to your purpose planning journey. Now, I've never had one of these that had, this whole setup here with a card and everything. Thank you for choosing the Roterunner Purpose Planner. You're holding more than just a planner. It's a space for clarity, intention, and momentum. A place to slow down, reset, and reconnect. And you can pause if you would like to read everything. And I will definitely be reading this fully later on. Having trouble getting started, you can scan the QR code and you can go to their getting started page and have questions or feedback. And I had reached out to the company years ago when I got that first copy and gave feedback on that one. And I was so excited when they responded. I didn't really expect to get a response, but they did. And then some of my feedback they actually did implement in the versions that I just showed you. Now this is also new to me. I have never had one of their planners with stickers. So this is cool. We love stickers. So there's 4 sheets. Wow. No, 5. There's 5 sheets of stickers. And we have project due, important, to do, reminders. And then we have some blanks. And there's blanks in all the colors as well. Yep. Then we have some icon stickers. And all the colors. And we have appointment stickers, urgent. We have some dot stickers. And we have some flags. And then some, they almost look like tab stickers. I think these are tabs. Yep, these are tab stickers. And one thing that's standing out to me, you guys, is that these stickers are neutral. Pretty neutral. I mean, you have a shade of some pink there, but this is pretty neutral. And then, so you get 2 pages of the icons. No, there's 6. Ha-ha. Then you have 2 pages of like these task ones. Then you have some of these phrases: stay focused, good vibes, etc. Note to self: I can do this, date night, make it happen. And then we have some, these are going to be those triangle or half birthday stickers. We have some flight ones, which is great because I'm constantly traveling back and forth to Texas. And then we have some month stickers in different fonts, which is awesome. Yeah. So you can choose. So you can actually use these and then put them on these tabs. And there's plenty for a whole year because there's 3 in each color. Look at that. That's really, really nice. All right, so there's all the stickers that comes with the 12-month. And so I'm going to pull this. Oh, wait a minute. We don't have to flip over the box. We got a little pull ribbon. Nice. And then we have in the bottom, it says align your focus, achieve with purpose, Roterunner, and then the website. This is a nice box to keep all your extras in. That's what I love about a nice box. So I can put my extras in there, or I can even use it for archiving. So we're going to put that to the side, and here we go. And then we have some tissue paper. Okay, the tissue paper has just a little bit of tape. And here is the back band of the planner. Meet the Roterunner Purpose Planner. Say that 10 times fast. B5. The Roterunner Purpose Planner is your all-in-one, undated, 12-month planner, journal, and numbered notebook companion for intentional living. With strategic layouts, guided prompts, and daily entries, it helps you reduce overwhelm, focus on what matters, and track progress towards your goals, one purposeful day at a time. And again, the stats: 12 months, 53 weeks. Scan and visit our website. We have kind of like a, what we call it, blind embossing. You can just kind of see the texture as I tip this over to the side. So nice. It has a band for closure. Here's the front. You can see these icons. Stats. What's inside here: 116 dot grid note pages. We have 53 weekly dashboards, annual planning spread, 12 monthly spreads, roles and goals, lists, and more. And this is premium weekly. Man, and if you haven't seen my previous videos on Roterunner, we have our I'm going to call it a Roterunner symbol there. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I'm going to put the link below in case you have not. And I'm telling you, this planner is one of my favorite bound setup planners. There's nothing on the spine, and that makes sense because this is not a dated planner. Okay, and so when we open it up, let me see something. Okay, so we have purpose and noun. Okay, we have some information here. You can put your personal information here if you lose this. And you know, for this to be a 12-month, this is a nice thickness. Okay, it's definitely not as big as another planner I've shown off that is in my 2026 lineup. All right, and then, you know, we have that whole, how planners are, has the 2 pages that are glued together, but that's okay because we just do that, right? And so we have our table of contents. I'm gonna tip it this way. So we have our table of contents. Welcome to the Purpose Planner, notes index, getting started. And we have some different sections of the getting started, annual overview, monthly planning, weekly planning notes, extra note pages, nice self-care checklist, and productivity tips. And then we have information about welcome to the Purpose Planner, and we got some social media. And this is what I love about this planner is it has an index. I love that. There's some tips on the bottom of how you can use this. And nice. So there's 4 columns of index. And then we have kind of like a dashboard. We have roles and goals, identify. And there's a quote here by Andrew Carnegie. If you want to be happy, set goals that command your thoughts, liberate your energy, and inspire your hopes. That's good. And then we go into your roles. Okay. And so these are like goal pages based on your roles. So role 1. And then they have examples here like career role, partner, parent, friend, a healthy person. So a role for yourself. And we have 12-month goals for over 12 months for the year. And you have 5 lines. And there's a dot. Probably can't see it very well, but these are dotted pages. Target date, done date, and then list specific monthly, weekly, and daily actions that move you towards these goals. And then we have monthly, weekly, daily. So we have tips on the bottom. So you have enough for 5 different roles. And then we have a bucket list here. Start simple. Don't try to write it all out. All at once. Let it evolve over time, and so forth. We got another quote, and then you have bucket lists. And so these pages are pretty much the same ones that are in the other sizes in the original 6-month. Reading and entertainment list. This is also in the other books that I have. Okay, so you have 2 pages of that. And again, the pages are dot grid. I love dot grid. Okay. This is nice. And then we have just a dot grid page. And I want to point out too, the pages are all numbered so you can index these pages. Annual overview. And we even have a quote by Stephen Covey. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. And then you have your annual overview. And again, this is undated. So we have month 1, 2, 3, 4. For all 12 months, we have numbers 1 through 31. And these are, each block of day is separated in half. Probably, yeah, you should be able to see it with dotted line. And since this is undated, you can start this anytime you want. It doesn't have, you don't have to wait till January. You can get one of these, order it today through Amazon or go to their website, and you could start this as soon as it shows up in your mail. Okay? And then we have annual planning notes. Now, I'm not sure if I've seen, I don't remember this in my previous. Let me go past. I got bucket list, got the annual key dates overview. So, okay, so annual key dates overview, yes. And yeah, it looks slightly different layout because I have, you know, stuff written in here. I can't show you guys. Sorry. Actually, I can show you. So this, this is month 5, and you can see where I have month 5 is M5. I have it as October because it's whenever I started this one. And so you can see that the layout is different. So it was dot grid on the top for this size, for the A5 size, and then each month took up pretty much 2 columns. And here you can see that it's each month has a full column. And so I had a couple pages of those to cover 12 months. Making plan. Okay. And so, yeah, I do not see a key dates, or excuse me, this other section in the A5, which is this annual planning notes. And again, this is dot grid. And it's for 12 months. So I would say this could be, you could set it up for, you know, for future planning. You could set this up however you want. And then we have a dot grid page, and then we have monthly planning. And then here we go for whatever month you're going to start using this. And so we have your month, nice size boxes. We have 5 weeks broken down. And you can put whatever day of the week you want to start this. It's undated. You can start whatever month and year. There's a dotted line going across. You can use stickers for your months, and that's where those extra stickers and different fonts come in. You can use them to label your month, and you can put your, you know, number your days of the week. And I'm a Monday start person for the week, so this is awesome, because one thing that drives me a little crazy with typically U.S. planners that are dated is a lot of them are Sunday start, and for me, Monday is the first day of the week. Moving on, we have reflections for the month, and we have some circles there, some bullet circles, goals in progress. The boxes are dot grid, areas to prove, memories created, ideas and lessons, reasons to be grateful, strengths and affirmations. And then we have goals and priority actions for the month. We have work and career, home and admin, friends and network, projects and passion, fun and activities, health and habits. And then, okay, so then we have all the months up front. Let me see if that was the case. Yes, I believe so. Or wait a minute. Month one. No. So the previous, I know I have a blank here. So the A5, and let me open up the B5 I have here, which I did not use all the way. So each month in the previous ones, you would have the month and you have all those different sections. Let's see if all those sections are the same. All those sections are the same for me just eyeballing. Well, actually a little bit different on the bottom. The previous version for the 6 month, it did not have the bullets over here for goals. But this one says goals achieved in progress made. Instead, we have goals in progress, memories created. And we have memories created over here. And then things I can do better. Instead, this is areas to improve in the center. And well, and actually it's different even from the A5 here. Ideas and lessons. We have learning and insights here. Reasons to be grateful. Reasons to be grateful. Strengths and affirmations. And this is my strengths and affirmations. Okay, so there are some slight differences. Also, too, in the A5, we have area here for notes and then a section here for to connect. Because in the A5 monthly, we didn't have all of this here. Okay. All right, so this is old. This is my soft one. So we just have some slight differences. Okay. And then month, all the months. And I'm looking here because it's not like the previous one. It doesn't have the color tab where the B5 in this version and in the A5 in this version for 6 months, it did have the shaded, it did have the shaded months indicators. This had shaded because the month would follow and then you have the dot grids, 2 pages of that, and then it would go into the week layout and then 2 pages for your dailies or however you wanted to separate. So here, just so you know, you're going to have all your weeks, or excuse me, all your months together. And that's where you're going to put your tabs. So you can easily find the month that you need. Okay, so all the months are together. Some people may not like that, and some may be fine with that. And then after the months, then you have a dot grid, and then we have weekly planning and notes, momentum. And I like that it's giving you tips on how to plan, how to fill out, and being intentional. And so we have the layout, which is 2 pages per week. Again, undated. You can date this however you want. And then we have, I'm going to bring it up. We have our icon up here for daytime or morning. And then it says focus. And then we have 5 dots of bullets with dot grids for whatever you want to put down as a focus for your day. That's going all the way across for the week. And then the timeline starts at 6 a.m. where the 6 is bold. And then we have the rest of the morning. And then we have a 12 o'clock. That's bold. And look, you guys, not military time. And then it has till 6 o'clock. So like your work schedule, right? Your typical for those who work like the daytime hours. And then we have a nighttime icon and it says plans. Now you could actually just ignore that this is plans, and you can go ahead and maybe instead of using this bullet as for whatever plans, you could actually put 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock if you want. So you can just write down the number for the hour if you want to. There's no half-hour increments. And then we have water icons. And then you have where you can track your meals and snack. And then we have a box here for your notes, ideas, reminders, acts of kindness, memories. Then we have gratitude and health. Okay, so you can actually use this for, your exercise. Okay, and you have your rate the week. And then we have habits. So this is where you can still date this, but there is an S. So this pretty much is set up, and you can ignore it, to be either a Saturday or a Sunday start because it has an S here and here. Okay. And then you have enough space for how many habits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 habits. And you can put your date letter across the top. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Sunday would be how I would set it up. And then I can put whatever my habit is. And then I can check it off or use a highlighter. I like my little dot highlighters. And then over here, we have priority actions for the week. Okay. And let me see if I can bring this in a little bit. Okay. And so you have a lot of space here for work and career. Home and admin, projects and passion, friends and network. So if you need a reminder to call somebody, you can put that here. Then we have a tracker, another type of tracker. So we have a habit tracker here. And then we have another type of tracker. And this one here, you can actually set up for your days of the week. And then you can put numbers here. And so maybe a sleep tracker or pain tracker, for example. What does my body need more of this week? And then here's a quote by Toni Morrison. You are your best thing. And then we have a to buy and not to do list. And again, all the pages are numbered. And then we have, oh, I see a difference here. You might not be able to see it very clearly. I'm going to pull it up again, but we have, it says notes, trackers, drawings. And before I say anything, okay, so we still following our week's pages, our two pages per week. We have 2 pages of dot grid, but all along the edge here, the left edge, are bullets. That is different. Okay, so let me pull out my B5 in the 6 month. The 6 month book, as well as the A5, is just straight dot grid. There are no bullets. But in the new 12 month, there are bullets. Okay, so yeah. And it's light enough where you can ignore it. Okay, you don't have to use it. If you don't want to, you could totally ignore it. And then we just do a, as I call it, a wash and repeat. All right, you have your next week's. Okay, and it just keeps going on and on like that. Oh, and there's some ribbons. And yeah, now one thing that's coming to mind is, you know how there's those weeks because of how the month ends. So say for example the month ends on a Tuesday, Wednesday, so then the following month, you know, in your planner, when you have a weekly planner, so say for example it's like, okay, so now the first is here, okay, and so it might kind of, you know, seem awkward as your month calendar is following after that. So then you might have your, say for example, the page before here is all your weeks, and then you had your month of December, okay? But then because there's still some days for this week, you know what I mean? So then your monthly calendar, if it follow afterwards, some of your weeks, or some of your days for the previous month is behind your January. You see what I'm saying? I hope you guys know what I mean. So the way that this is because all your months are all together at the front. You don't have that awkwardness where you have some of the previous months days or daily pages and the weeks over and, you know, into your other month, because all these pages are all together and all your months are together. That's my point. Okay, and so let me see here. Okay, we have weeks and dot grids, weeks and dot grids, and then okay, so then we have just a couple pages. So after page 259, we will have the two pages for that week, and then we have regular dot grids. There's none of the bullets at page 262 to page 269. So just a couple of pages of dot grids, but then you have plenty, at least for me, I found when I was using this pretty consistently, that was plenty of space. I didn't need another notebook. And then we have the self-care checklist. And we have yes or no's for the self-care. And then productivity tips. Now this is nice because it looks like move your body, drink water, wake up earlier, set intentions, review your priorities. The work day. And so this is morning ritual. And then the work day, 10-minute rule. Tackle tasks that take 10 minutes or less first. Small wins create momentum. Time block task. Meeting agendas. No agenda, no meeting. Stay sharp and end with clear action steps. Now there's no meetings pages in here. But you can definitely use your dot grid pages to kind of plan out if you are participating in a meeting, and then use whatever meeting template or format you normally would use. One thing at a time. Limit multitasking, and that's something I have to remind myself all the time. LaShonda, finish one thing first and stop jumping from thing to thing. Just finish it, get it done, out of the way, and move on. Follow the Pareto principle. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I've never seen this word, but use the 80-20 rule. Focus on the few actions with the biggest results. All right. And then additional tips: prep the night before, plan your week, sync with your partner. That could be your life partner. That can be your work partner. Capture bedside ideas. Keep your partner close. Great thoughts often show up at odd hours. Now, this is pretty big. I'm not. I've never had a planner this big right at my bedside, but hey, this might work for you. And plus, it's hardback, so it'd be easy to use to write on. Protect your sleep. Set a wind down time, reducing screens, improve sleep, and next day focus. And then on the back, we have a quote, and then there is a pocket. And let's see. I always like to see if the pockets will fit any of the stickers or whatever. And we have that card. That definitely fits. And yes, your stickers will fit in there. And because of this being a B5, you're going to be a stick, your typical things. And then we do have an elastic pin loop. And you know what? The other two that I have did not have anything for my pins. So that's nice. And it's elastic, so it should be able to fit most of your pins. Otherwise, if my pin was too big, I would just loop if it has the clip on there. And then the previous two I have only has 2 ribbons. There are 3. There are 3 beautiful ribbons. Okay. I love these ribbons, the color of these ribbons. You can't tell. This one is not black. It's, at least to me, it looks like it's a navy blue. So you can put one for your monthly. And then you can put one for or you can use it for one of these other sections. But, one for your monthly and one for your weekly and one for your daily or even your notes area in the back. Like so. And there you go. All right. And you guys, like I said, this is one of my favorite planners, bound planners, that's undated. One of my favorite undated bound planners. And you guys, well, it's undated, so I can use this anytime. Now I'm so excited. I want to use it. And I already had my... Yeah, I might even use it for the rest of this. Man, yeah. I love this planner. I'm so excited that they came out with a 12-month. If you've ever just not wanted to have your year in 2 different books, but you wanted something undated, you wanted something where you could still use your bullet journal format. This is like the perfect pre-made up planner to a certain extent, that's goal-oriented, that can be used for bullet journaling as well. 10 full fingers for this one, you guys. I want you to check it out yourself. I'm going to have the link down below. And this is all my opinion. These are always my opinion. This is not a sponsored video. The product was provided to me for my review. I can't stress that enough. I was not paid for this review. And I mean, I think my only criticism is, I wouldn't mind this being slightly thicker to add on some more note pages. And, yeah, I think it's okay that all the months are together. I think that's completely fine. But, that's something that, each individual person would have to decide on. If they rather have, their months and weeks follow together like in the previous versions that I have here. In B5 size in this green, which I love green. Oh, and I want to say this. Well, and it could be just because this one's hardback and this one's soft, but you can kind of see that there is a slight difference in height. Just tiny, and I think that's just because of, yeah, it's just because the cover for the soft one is the exact same length of the pages compared to this hardback. So the hardback's going to be just a little taller. Yeah. So that's my B5 in the regular 6-month, and then I have a 5 in the 6-month. And so now you guys have a new one on the block. You have a full 12 months one with some slight changes in some of the pages. And I think this was a really good good layout. I think it's a good product. If you stayed with me through this video, or stay with me through this video, thank you so much, you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button, please. Please share it. Somebody still hasn't decided on a planner, or somebody who's just has commitment issues. An undated one might be their option for 2026, or even right now. Get one right now. Go ahead and set it up. You can start using this when you want to. Go ahead and do it. And they have various colors. This one is the teal. And on camera, it's coming up a little more tealy. Is that a word? Than in person. In person, to me, this looks a little more greenish. But on camera, it's coming up a lot more tealy. But regardless, it's a pretty color. But there's other options. I do not know if they're offering this in a soft bound, but I'm going to have links down below for their website and for Amazon. All right. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know that you saw the video, and come back again. Share the video. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. Bye.